Broughton, carrying on drawing Judge Dredd 1977. So in the previous segment you saw me draw Granny Brain Bloom, Mahaffey, I think her name was, or something like that, Ma Mahaffey. I'll check that out again later. Original artist Mike McMahon, and it was in Prog 18. And now I'm going to switch to one of my favourite stories, again drawn by Mike McMahon, called Red Christmas, and it was the first Christmas tale in 2000 AD with Judge Dredd. And this character here is Geek Gorgon, and he's escaped from prison, and he's hell-bent on killing Judge Dredd, who is now Marshal of Lunar 1, Megacity's outpost on the moon. So, yeah, a really good story. It was one of the Judge Dredd covers on the front of the prog, and it was drawn by O'Neill, Kevin O'Neill, that was. But yeah, great story. I used to love it. When you were a kid, it was Christmas holidays was something to look forward to, obviously. Presents, time off school, and I used to like the Christmas specials. Anything to make it more special. It was great. Yep. So again, it's a very light touch. Just had a bit of a break in between doing Granny Brain Bloom to this. So again, I'm warming up again a little bit. I'm just going to concentrate for a little bit. Yeah, I really enjoyed Judge Dredd's stint on the moon, on Luna. On their moon base. I quite enjoyed the fact that it was almost like another epic story, like the Robot Wars, and it was before Cursed Earth. And even though they were all separate stories, it was under the umbrella of being on the moon. And all of this stuff as an 11-year-old was very exciting. You've got the Robo Gunslinger here, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, many things happened. I think one of the notable things during the run on the moon was the Brian Bolland story. He illustrated the story of the Lunar Olympics, and it was a two-parter. And if I remember correctly, it was the first time that the Sov judges, the Soviet judges from Russia, were introduced. And of course, at the time in the 70s and the 80s, this would have been 1977, 78, there was obviously the Cold War going on, so the West was basically, the tensions were high with the East, Russia. And of course this translated a little bit into 2000 AD and other media at the time. And of course the Russians were up to the tricks that were being portrayed with our Cold War in real life, and cheating at the Lunar Olympics. And this led to ultimately to part 2, when obviously Judge Dredd discovered that they were cheating in part 1 or something like that. I'm going off from memory. We ended up going to war with them in part 2. But at this time, obviously until the Apocalypse War changed that, a couple of years later, wars were held in a civilised manner, if that's possible. and in the form of a game. So Mega City 1 had to go up against a Soviet team in like a game in which the winner gains territory from the losing side. And yeah, it was very interesting. Obviously the Soviets had this amazing technology which normal weapons couldn't penetrate, and they had to sub Judge Dredd to help the American team, or the Mega City team. And one of the interesting things for me as a fan of Dan Dare was that Bolland had decided to use the spacesuits designs from Dan Dare. And yeah, it was interesting to see that sort of what we call an Easter egg now appearing and in Judge Dredd. And of course, you know, being an 11-year-old, it's like you could see in front of you that it was the Dan Dare uniform. But funnily enough, you weren't sure. You weren't sure because like Easter eggs and putting little snippets of artists putting things in that they liked was sort of still a relatively new concept to me. Anyway, I'll call that an end of this one. I'll probably finish off Geek Organ and I'll come back to you when I'm starting that one there. Speak to you soon.